guaranteed transfer of character names. This gives you the ability to protect the transfer of character names between accounts and remove the possibility of name swiping. For example, you could choose a name you want to transfer, select the character you want to transfer it to, and have the guarantee of the name going to the character you want it to.
So basically they're trying to paywall features that they should put in the game as a baseline?
Complimentary bonds. A free bond included as part of your membership, delivered monthly to your account. Improved data access and solutions. Access an API for improved data availability and tools.
For
example, pull your friend's data for customized high scores, track all your achievements and progresses in one place over time, or use custom trackers developed by other players.
And they're playing like this fucking heroic music. Wouldn't that just be something that would be better as like a consumer feature as a baseline? Because I feel like this is just, like, some of these are good, but like...
Additional account security features.
So they're paywalling additional account security features? There's no way, right?
Discounts on additional member characters. So, for example, if your membership includes one member character, then you would receive a discount on any additional member characters you create, such as your second, third, fourth characters, and so on.
So things that are offered in other games normally. Well, I want to get to the ad one.
Limitations. Limitations on lower cost membership options. Such as a shorter AFK time.
Wait, so what?
Not being able to use plugins or third-party clients.
What?
Access to only the mobile version of the game. Or ads included in a non-gameplay intrusive manner.
Man. Okay, so now we understand what's going on here. So they're trying to enshittify the product again by making people look at ads inside of a video game. Do you want to know what's really funny about this? Is it's going to keep happening. It will. Ads inside of video games will become normalized in 10 to 15 years. There's going to be like a turbulence period where games that are adding it, people will complain, but eventually there will be a good game that has it in there, and then people will sit through the ads and deal with it. I'm not gonna, I don't want people to tell me, no, that's not gonna happen. That's fine. If you think it's not gonna happen, that's totally okay. So Jagex has made some decisions on behalf of the RuneScape community that a lot of people have not liked. Like putting ads inside of the game.
I have a feeling we're about to be royally f***ed. This is a sign of things that are about to get worse.
Yep.
If I've ever seen one. If you haven't seen this survey yet, you're definitely going to want to watch this video through to the end. I don't know what kind of criteria you need to meet to receive this survey in your inbox, but I received it on an alt account I've only used for meme purposes. The survey starts off by asking you really generic questions related to your account, membership, buying behavior, and how much you play.
Of course.
It then starts playing this video. This video is filled with the usual sales-oriented rhetoric where they claim to be focused on providing greater value for your money, while supposedly striving to make their services more accessible and affordable for those who may not yet have the financial means. I've ever heard anything more honest than that in my life.
Yeah.
As a quick recap, they increased the membership prices by about 24 to 30% across the board, across different currencies, just a couple of months ago. That price increase followed a survey asking players if they would be willing to pay more for membership if Jagex would cut back or perhaps even remove Treasure Hunter. Anyways, let's go back to this survey. The survey then presents you with all 16 membership perks or features Jagex has in mind, some of which kind of already exist. Each perk has its own video and asks you to vote on how well it was explained, plus how exciting you are for said perk. There is one exception, being limitations at different prices, but I'll get to that in just a bit. Here's an an overview of the features I saw in my survey and what they are. Now, if you want to take a look and pause the video, I would recommend you do so because I'm not going to really cover them one by one. I'm going to cover some things that stand out to me. Personally, when I look at this, there's a bunch of gibberish. There's a bunch of stuff that I don't care about at all. And other things should just be base membership features and not locked behind some kind of upper tier of membership. Think security features, account recovery, and player support. I mean, what is enhanced player support? Who thought this was a good idea? Now, it's not all bad. There are things in here that I definitely want to see. Namely, the guaranteed transfer
Zero
of a
times
name
zero is still
to
zero.
avoid name sniping bots, because these exist and they're fast and it sucks to lose. And community world seems really interesting to me. As a content creator, that's probably the dream, being able to modify NPCs and things in the game, change the way you look, change the damage, XP value, and so on. It's basically a private server, but it's your own little world. That seems really cool. But my main issue here is these things are all going to cost you more money.
Yeah, of course.
Most of these features or perks are not really going to enhance your experience. Like new content or a new skill.
Well, like better, like, I mean, name sniping and like having better customer service and stuff like that, like tiering that out inside of a membership, I think that's really shitty. Like, I hate how nowadays it's just like basically we've taken the weird pay-to-win nature of real life and we've commodified it to be a battle pass system inside of video games. I fucking hate it.
You know, let's just go to the next section. You kind of know what they are based on what you can read here. Let's go into the different price images Jagex throws at you, where you're asked to pick something and then choose if you would renew your membership or you wouldn't, based on the options you're presented. And I believe there's like 12 combinations of 4 choices, or 8 choices I should say. So it's we're not going to be going through all of them, but I will be showing you a couple. And for your reference, membership costs €12.50 if you're paying month by month and you're able to cancel whenever, or €7.50 if you're a Premier Club member, aka you have the 12-month package. Try to keep that in the back of your mind, okay? Okay, you know what? We're just going to cut to the chase and get to the point of this video. Keep your eyes on the first box.
Okay,
Premier Club membership costs €7.49. This option right here, and it's just going to get worse from here.
It's the ads.
Is more expensive, and ads are included. This is like Netflix.
No, it's not like Netflix. It's like Netflix. It's like Hulu. It's like Amazon Prime. It's like every other streaming service. Of course, RuneScape is going to try to do this because the consumer base in America has said, we're not tired of eating dicks. We still want more dicks. We're hungry. And they're like, all right, well, here's some more. It's crazy.
Tons and tons of microtransactions has ads. These could be pop-ups. These could be banner ads. These could be unskippable videos. Would be really disgusting.
They will absolutely do unskippable videos. They will 100% do that. We've all heard of the metaphor of boiling the frog, where you boil the frog slowly and then you turn the temperature up very slowly. The frog doesn't even realize that it's being boiled until it's too late and they can't escape. That is what is happening with subscription services. That's what's happening with online subscriptions in general. And that's what's happening with pretty much every aspect of your life, is you're just getting boiled fucking alive. If you're at a bank, you're getting boiled alive by overdrafting fees, minimum account balance requirements. And if you're playing video games, you're getting boiled alive by microtransactions. If you're at a fucking college, you're getting boiled alive by, you know, raising tuition costs to where you're in debt for 6 figures for the rest of your life. You own a car. You've got subscriptions to heated seats. Like now you finally drive home from that. Oh, you go to McDonald's on your way home from driving home in your car that you have to pay a subscription for, and you're getting boiled alive at fucking McDonald's because the drinks are now $2 instead of $1, and they took the sodas from being 32 ounces and making them 30 ounces, and then you buy a Big Mac, it's $9, and that's not the meal. Then you finally get fucking home. You're like, I want to relax. And then you're getting boiled alive by your fucking smart TV that needs an app update so they can take your fucking data and sell it to China. And then you finally log on to Amazon and you've got to watch an ad to watch a show for a product that you already fucking paid for. This is crazy. It's happening everything. I don't know what to say. I really don't. But I do not blame Jagex for this. People have repeatedly bought into this, and for them to do this, I'm not surprised at all. I do? Totally fair. But can you see my doomer black pill perspective when I see every other fucking company doing this garbage and then Jagex says, hey, maybe us too? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm trying to get at.
I don't even care how ads are added. The fact that they're gathering data, adding ads to a subscription-based game, an MMORPG with tons and tons of forms of microtransactions, is disgusting. A free-to-play mobile game? Sure, pay €1 or perhaps €2 to permanently get rid of those ads on a mobile game.
Yeah.
I'm not against that business model. However, adding ads while increasing the membership prices again is tone deaf, utterly disgusting, and reeks of greed. This is a grotesque demonstration of prioritizing profits at the expense of the customer, you, the RuneScape player.
How is it that RuneScape has something like this happen every 3 months, it seems? About something that this company does that is so brain-dead fucking retarded that I don't even believe that it happened.
This survey highlights an alarming detachment from the RuneScape player base, aka Jagex customers.
Yeah.
And it's not just ads, just look at these options. Why would I want to pay more for a shorter AFK timer than I'm already paying right now? Or take this, I would happily pay Jagex 44% more per month just for additional account security features. You know, I don't really care what Jagex says about this, you know, being a proposal and not finalized, but the fact
what they do is they A/B test it so they can min-max the amount of bullshit that people are able to put up with. This is the way, so like, and again, put yourself in their position. How would you implement this system? You implement the system by going and you do a demographic evaluation, and you arbitrarily have people that play the game, and you do this based off of demographics, you do it based off of playtime, you do it based off of location, and you use all this telemetry in order to triangulate exactly how high you can dial that temperature up to boil them just enough to where you can get the best taste, but they don't jump out of the fucking pot. That's what you would do.
The fact that the survey has a bunch of options to try to check if you're a bot or you're just being negative or not, because I answered no, I want to cancel my membership with pretty much every single option, is a clear indication to me that the questions they are asking in this survey actually matter. If they didn't, they wouldn't be asking them. Take, for example, McDonald's. They're not going to ask you how many times you shower per day in a survey because they don't care.
But anyway, they're asking these questions because these are perspective decisions that they're thinking about making. Do you remember when Blizzard asked how players would react to a boost in Classic WoW? And then people said, oh, well, it's just a survey and it doesn't matter. And then they added the boost into Burning Crusade. That was the Dick Harbinger. And then you got to eat it when the game came out.
How many times per week do you eat fast food? Or what kind of fittings do you prefer on a burger? As these are all relevant questions to McDonald's. And so are all of these questions to Jagex. Like, they're planning something. And it's very likely that that will involve some kind of membership price increase. And it doesn't seem like they have much to show for it other than Community Worlds, which does seem really interesting.
Like, I would have been more annoyed than he was. I think that he was very measured. He was even more measured than usually I am. Yeah, so basically, Jagex has responded. And this is actually very recent. I guess it was in the last couple of hours. Membership survey from Mod Pips Jagex CEO. The co-joint membership survey has caused the community frustration, anger, and concern. We made major mistakes with this, and we are truly sorry. Your feedback is heard loud and clear. This was clumsy and inconsiderate to say the least. We failed to think this through from your perspective as players. We caught up in research mode and rushing a project with a research partner. What was intended as rigorous methodology for exploring an unfiltered range of ideas. It was not an unfiltered range of ideas. There is a very clear filter. You didn't ask people what their favorite Pokemon was. You didn't ask them how often they showered. And you didn't ask them what their favorite color was. That's because it's not relevant to your business model, but the questions that you asked were. Let's not go ahead and mince words or try to pull the wool over anybody's eyes. I think every realistic, normal person knows this is exactly what's happening. You saw alarming possibilities that appeared to threaten the integrity of the game that you love. It contained ideas for consideration that, in the cold light of day, just shouldn't have been there for serious consideration. We should have paused to consider this properly and avoided the necessary worry and anger that it has caused. Why was the survey conducted? That's why. Your clear feedback has reinforced our commitment to values that drive our games and guide the decisions that we make. Beyond testing very early concepts of kinds, we have no firm plans to place a single line of code has been written in any of them. The survey has been halted. Ads and membership. This is originally to be tested in the context of a lower subscription ad-supported membership. We will not include in-game advertisements in any regular paid membership. While we may explore ads in free-to-play as a concept of the future, there are no plans for this currently, and we will tread carefully considering all feedback. Game client plugins. We will not make plugins or features on our official client paid options. That's good. What's next? We'll take more time to reflect on how we explore topics like this again. This whole situation is a powerful reminder on what the most important thing is about OSRS, and it's the community and the people, obviously. Above all, we remain committed to protecting our core principles about our games. Our survey was intended as a way to gather feedback, but we recognize that it caused concern and it undermined your trust. I want to assure you that we care deeply about our games and the passionate community that makes them thrive. We are determined to learn from this and to ensure OSRS remains the game you love and know. So, what do I think about this? I'm going to give them the most reasonable and the most generous interpretation of this possible. Okay, because I do think that you should look at both sides of things and try to listen to what people are saying rather than just totally make up your mind. So what they basically implied in the first two paragraphs is that what happened is that they were working with someone with a research partner. And so they probably had a third-party partner that was encouraged by maybe their ownership or potentially a company that owns them or a group of people that own, I don't know exactly how this happened, or like just the marketing team, that they wanted to basically retain this company to help them do market research on how to maximize their profit, right? And so what ended up happening is that this research partner looked at a lot of the commonalities between subscription services that were across the entire market. And then they asked a bunch of questions and they created questions to ask the community in order to gauge community interest and community opinions. So basically, they went in with a research partner that they could have been recommended, and the research partner didn't have a very good guess and like a good feel for the community, and that's why they asked questions that were massively disconnected. Do you see kind of what I'm saying here? They had someone who was incompetent, okay? Well, it's not necessarily incompetent. It's that they brought in somebody from a space that didn't understand what the company and the game like valued. And so they asked basically boilerplate questions without doing due diligence and I think it's really the research partner that's at fault here, right? Because like if you're doing consulting for someone and you end up not understanding that this would be a bad question to ask, like they're paying money for this consulting. A research partner, this isn't a charity, this isn't the Salvation fucking Army. They're doing this for money. So like when you create a survey and your survey is wrong and it's asking questions that 99% of people don't want to hear or that aren't relevant to the business model, you're wasting the people who are retaining your services money. You're wasting their fucking money and you're damaging their credibility by hurting the relationship with their customers. That is my most generous, most you know, like fucking on JagX's side perspective that I could possibly have. Do you guys think that's fair? Right? And so like, and you guys can see what I'm saying with this, right? And this isn't unreasonable. it's not unreasonable to think that this could be what happened. This isn't the first time Jagex pulled this, so I'm not buying it, not gonna lie. I am giving my most, my most defensive perspective. I'm not saying that you have to agree. I'm just saying this is the best way that you can interpret it. That's it. And so I'm thinking the way that they would think. How do I feel about that? In a free-to-play game that has ads, I don't think that I can complain about it. I really don't think it's that problematic. I think the issue is that when people pay a membership and then they're expected to see it as well. And I think that the OSRS players speaking out and fighting back against this, I think it's a great thing. I'm very glad to see it happening, and I think that they should continue. This is not the first protest we've won. Well, keep in mind that the player is always right. The customer is always right. And you can always change things if you get enough people together and enough people say no. You just have to get out of the fucking pot. That's it. As soon as you realize this is where you are, then you can realize to get out of it.